Hi, you guys, and welcome to the Nosy Bystanders Live. I am your host, Chief Nosy Bystander, all one word. I don't know why I say that. It's not one word, it's literally three. But we got a little bit of news today. The news is quite explosive today, specifically in the church crowd. I've been covering it this morning, this afternoon on TikTok in regards to Larry Reid doing a live on Facebook. Then he did his Patreon, which I did not pay for, but I sent the funds. And I'm hoping to get somebody to give me the recap of what's going on Patreon. And then right before I went live, I saw Tasha K was live and just airing it all out for the Lord and, and everyone else to see. So there's a lot going on in that regard. Jaguar Wright's arrest over the weekend, as well as Chef Gotti, or Martel Haire, as you guys know him. And our Facebook was deleted. So I shared a link to our new Facebook page. If you're watching on Facebook, welcome. It's our new page. I don't know why the page got deleted. Don't ask, okay? And don't worry, we can build that page up pretty fast. I built it up pretty fast, and we can build it up again, right? So no harm, no foul. But today, honey, it's a lot of news, and we just gonna sit here and key about it, because honey child. Okay, so I want to first get into Martel's arrest, because yeah, he was arrested. I can't play the video; it's kind of graphic because the police are just extra loud for no reason. But he did, and I think I shared it on on our new Facebook page. Let me scroll down and see if I can find it. I might be able to share that clip of it. Hold on one second. Yeah, here it is. Let me share my screen with you guys, and then I will see who's all up in the building, because y'all know we always got to see who's in the building, because y'all make up the nosy bystanders. Okay, let's see who's all up in here. Okay, one second. And you guys probably have already seen this video. It's already trending right now on Facebook. Let's see who's in the building. Well, a lot of you guys in here. Hello, welcome. What's up, YMV? Hello, Amber. Hello, Angela. Hello, Courtney. Courtney says, "Hey, y'all, don't forget to smash that like button. Don't be ignorant. Now, don't be ignorant." Okay. Hello, Kamiko. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Margaret. How you doing today? Hello, T, the little Gemini says, "Hey, I haven't caught alive in so long. It's vacancy week for me, so I'm here early tonight." Well, welcome, and it's good to see you again, T. How you doing? Hello, Bougie. Hello, Tynesha. Hello, Quanda. Hello, YNB. Hello, Anastasia. Hello, 80s lady. Hello, Vappy. Hello, Chocolate Bay. What's up, Ruby? Hello, Nosy Inquisitive says snacks and whip shots on deck. Hello, Chief and fellow bystanders. Hello, hello, AC. Hello, Samantha. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Mimi. Hello, Brown Mom. Brown Mom says, "Hey, Chief and Nosy Bystander family. Tonight's going to be a show for sure. Just sit back and listen, because it's definitely a lot to get through." Whoosh. It's a lot to get through. Hello, Dion. Hello, April. How you doing today? Hello, Dame girls, how you doing today? Hello, Sassy. Hello, Jerica. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Tamiko. We don't have Facebook, so no one on face. There's no one to clown around about. So if you ever see your Facebook fan, make sure you follow us on Facebook. I posted a link, and I will pin it at the top in the YouTube comment, so you guys have it. Let me scroll to the top. I just posted it. Did I? I didn't. I'll post it again. Hold on one second. I'll post it, and I will have it in the comments, and then I'll post it again, and I'll pin that comment. Okay, give me a second, and I'll pin it at the top. Yeah, there's no Facebook fam here today, so normally we got a Facebook family here, but ain't nobody here because we lost our Facebook, all 9,000 of our followers. So you back on Facebook now? I am. So I posted a link in the comments, and I pinned one comment at the top. So go ahead and follow our Facebook, you guys. I appreciate you guys doing that for us. So let's get into this video here. It's kind of brief. It's literally 9 seconds, but we're going to watch it anyway.
Martel Haire, blocking police with a canine! Come to the front door, I'm gonna let my dog in! Do it now! Come on slowly with your hands up! Now!
My bad. So that video was very short and it's very short-lived video, but I don't know who that other gentleman is who was arrested with Martel Haire. Unfortunately, I don't know who he is, but he did have a warrant out for his arrest for child SA and incest. So I guess they caught him. Um, this from Brown Delight says, what did he do? Child SA and incest is what he was charged with a few weeks back. So those are his charges. He said, OMG, yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy. It is. It's kind of crazy, but they called him. Now we'll keep up with his case and see if he goes to trial, if he's going to try to beat the case, if he's going to plead out, and so on and so forth. That was the one arrest this weekend. The second one happened to be Jaguar Wright. And I'm just going to go over that story briefly because, again, that's a case of mental health disorder. I've already said it already on our show that Jaguar Wright suffers from mental health disorder. And a lot of people tried to admonish me for it because they said, well, she's a part of the industry and she knows all the industry secrets and wooty wooty woo and blase skip. And I said, that's besides the point. Her having a career doesn't negate that she suffers from mental health disorders, specifically not attacking her husband randomly, driving around shoeless and smearing her child's ashes across her face or whatever people assumed were her son's ashes. So that doesn't negate from that. That is a mental health crisis. It seems like she's gone a long time without taking any vital medication for her mental health. And it seems to me, in my personal opinion, that people have just been shuffling her around to their platforms, basically milking her for content, when in actuality, she needs mental health counseling immediately. Okay. So instead of people just, saying, oh, she's not crazy. She knows the inside. She's got all the tea. She doesn't, you guys. She doesn't have any of the tea. Everything that's come out of her mouth is sheer lunacy. And the fact that you guys have went on with it for so long is kind of sad because what you were doing is just propagating off of her mental health disorder. And that's what people were doing. They were just using her for her mental health disorder. They weren't doing anything else. Nothing good ever came out of it. They just liked the conspiracy theories behind it and they used her for it. And that's it. Like, that's it. Nothing she ever said to me was cogent. Cogent just means sound. Okay. Nothing she ever said that I heard that you guys would send me and I would watch was cogent. Everything sounded like it was made in the realm of delusion. And it's not to say that scummy things don't happen in the industry. They do all the time. They do all the time. But I'm not going to take the word of a person who fails to take their psychoactive medication. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing it. She's not in her right mind. She never has been. And the reason why she's not in the industry has nothing to do with the secrets that she knew. It seems like the reason why she's not in the industry is because she couldn't get a grip with her getting her mental health in check. That's what it sounds like. She seems like an individual who has not been on psychoactive drugs in years. Years. Not months, years. And it's just snowballed into what this is now that you're seeing. What you're seeing is somebody having a mental health crisis. That's it. Okay. That's all. Let me get some of your comments. This is from Nini Go. What's up, Nini? Says, right, mental health disorder. Exactly. This is Practically Living Hebrew. Says, I believe both can be true at the same time. She knows and saw a lot. Yeah, but when you have psychological disorders that are tied to delusions, you really have to start asking, is she really seeing what she's seeing? Or is she seeing something that is a product of mental health disorders? Do you understand what I mean? Like delusions, um, you know, just having psychotic episodes, like seeing things that aren't there, remembering things that aren't there. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's not to be mean to her. It's just like, can you really vouch for what she's seeing? Can you? You can't, because everything lives within her head. And since we don't live there, can we actually say and testify that what she's saying, that what she witnessed is actually what she witnessed, or not something that was part of a grander delusion? That's what I'm asking you guys. Can you stand 10 toes down and say, no, Steph, what she saw was real, not a delusion? Can you say that? I can't say that infallibly, and I choose not to. This from Shell Thorne, hey, from Facebook, says classic manic episodes on display for the world. Exactly. This is from I hope I'm saying your name right, Marilyn Wright. Marlon Wright says you're absolutely right. The fact that she tells everyone else business but hers, and no one she speaks on pays her any attention. Precisely. Precisely. You said what happened to her singing career. I assume her mental health got in the way of her focusing on her talent. That's the best answer I can give to you. This is from KP. Says she's flinging her son's ashes at the man at the barber shop and smearing them on her face. She needed help. Precisely. Nothing that she did, nothing that she like. You guys will send me a lot of stuff about her, like, oh, she's doing this expose, and I'm like, when I watch, I'm like, this sounds like a crazy person. I'm not trying to be mean. I mean, there's tea out there, honey, because we're gonna get to some of it later. We got to talk about the battle that is being won on the internet and what the larger scheme of it is. But you know, there are things that occur in the industry that are nefarious, to say the least. There are, you guys. I'm not saying they're not. There are. The problem is, okay. The problem is that not everything that someone says about the industry is true, specifically when it comes to their mental health disorder. You have to only listen to people who are of sound mind, period. Because you wouldn't take advice on how to raise your infant and child from a person smearing their dead child's ashes on their face. You probably wouldn't. So if you're not going to take sound advice about raising your child from her, why are you taking any other advice from her? Do you see what I'm trying to say? Because if they can't give out sound advice on this one thing, I'd have a hard time believing they could give good advice on this next thing, right? Because advice goes both ways. Advice comes when someone's just telling you how to, properly maintain your car, to how to fall in love and have a good relationship. People who give good advice, it's very medium across all boards. They're usually really decent at giving good advice on other aspects. So if she can't give you sound advice on tea and gossip, I'm not trying to take her advice on nothing else. Okay, simply put it. Simply put it. She said, "Yes, please. Yes, please. Let's get to the juice." Follow us on Facebook, Shell, and I think you already are. You guys follow us on Facebook because we lost our Facebook page this morning. So I want to get into the Bishop Whitehead and Larry Reid tea. Now, I made some TikToks, and I think since I'm the only person who I've seen make TikToks on it, because I'm just kind of like doing it in real time, it probably would be best just to watch my TikTok. So let's get to TikTok, okay? Let's get to TikTok, and then it's gonna bring us to this moment right here. Got it? Okay, let me pull up the TikTok. Hold on 1 second. All right, perfect. So we're gonna watch. It's crazy. We got to review me. Okay. Well, hey, Steph. Okay. So here I am kind of summing up how we got to this point. This really begins a few hours ago. So I'm sure none of you have probably seen it, but let's begin. Been keeping up with this Larry Reid versus Tasha K versus Bishop Whitehead story, y'all need to get caught up to speed because Larry is alleging that another pastor is out here disseminating this information, and check out who he thinks it is.
I know there's a group of preachers that are texting it out. One preacher that's texting it out to everybody is Jamal Harrison Bryan. I don't hate Jamal neither. I just don't like how he moved. And I don't know how many years.
Child. Now, the pastors have been in a tussle all weekend, and it all began when Bishop Whitehead and Tasha K put out a 1-minute snippet about a docu-series it seems like that they're producing about Larry Reid and accusations of child SA. Now, it turns out through the grapevine, it was Bishop Jamal Bryant. Now, look at what Larry Reid said is the reason why he's doing it.
So I might have to talk. I mean, it's okay, fine. I don't mind it. I like running my mouth. Anyway, the baby mama contacted me and showed me proof that you the baby daddy. And you've been paying for the baby, I don't know how long. So God bless you. Thank you so much. But it's not enough money. She needs some more. Yes, you're the father of Zuri. Zuri. And that thing burnt them up. He blocked me. Now behind the scenes to keep his hand clean, but you don't know that almost all his friends don't like him, know he a womanizer, and his breath is bad. Allegedly. No, it ain't. There's no alleged. Because Marco said it when he saw him in Perimeter Mall. So, you know, I wasn't planning to say anything. I don't know why that came up. Maybe I needed to say it. But I'm just putting it out right now. So a whole bunch of preachers that I've done story on are in cahoots, directly or indirectly, with Bishop Whitehead. And I want to say this, because I know Bishop Whitehead is watching. I don't hate you either. Not at all.
Now, if you guys forgot, Jamal Bryant and his wife Giselle happen to be cast members on The Real Housewives of Potomac. And right before the season had started, Jamal Bryant had got revealed that he had a child on Giselle, which I think subsequently broke up their marriage, but I'm not entirely sure if they're working it out. Shout out to Millie Chun if she can give us an update. But honey, the story is getting so crazy. These bishops is messy, y'all. These bishops, messy. Okay, y'all, part 2 on all this Larry Reid and Bishop Whitehead tea, honey, because it's heating up.
Like you, because you're entertaining. But bruh, and you are online for lawsuits and stuff, but you're not even gonna be here. And I told y'all the reason why I couldn't have a whole lot of remorse for Bishop Whitehead when he was arrested was because I knew of the people that he had robbed. So why am I gonna have remorse about a robber getting robbed? I'm like, wait, but why am I gonna have a whole bunch? But I was nice, but I did what Jeremy does. That's my alter ego. Thank you, Kim Barrell. I got down on the ground and mimicked him. You know, looking back, it was in poor taste, and I apologized.
Now, if you don't remember that live stream from a few months ago, which seems like an eternity, let me catch you up to speed. At the time that Bishop Whitehead had got robbed, Larry Reid had did a live with somebody by the name of Genesis Warren. And in that live stream that Bishop Whitehead came into, which kind of made him like pretty notable from this time now, Larry Reid enacted this scene.
I told everybody to get down. Nigga, we just stalled the video. You did not tell nobody to get down. You said, all right.
Larry, I don't know, but his wife does seem to be sweet. His wife and I were Facebook friends, and
this is what it did. This what it.
Now, because of Larry Reid enacting that scene of Bishop Whitehead getting robbed at his church, Whitehead jumped in the box on his Instagram Live, and he had a lot of words to say. Now, I'm not going to repeat them because most of them were pretty terrible epithets, but go watch the video on Larry Reid's YouTube. Now, fast forward today, Larry states that he apologized for enacting that scene. And that's not all. Check out what Bishop Whitehead just posted 10 minutes ago. In this Instagram reel seen here, Bishop Whitehead says, somebody call Larry. And then he proceeds to show his phone number. And I actually redacted it. And at the top, he says, somebody call Larry and tell him to stop calling me. Hashtag surviving R. Kelly, hashtag surviving Larry Reid, checkmate, hashtag surviving. And again, I had to redact that. Chat, I'm going to keep y'all updated. But we got another story to get into. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are familiar with Chef Law Cannon here on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And you're probably aware of all of the alleged incidents he's been in by booking events with individuals and failing to show up. Now, fast forward, because it seems like Chef Law Cannon has got himself into another scheme, allegedly. And we're going to get into that in part 1. Child, a mess. It's a mess. So now we're here, okay? So now we have arrived to this pivotal moment, okay? Ooh, child. This pivotal moment. So Tasha K is on Bigo and YouTube. Larry Reid was on Facebook, and Bishop Whitehead is streaming Tasha K. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pivot just a little bit more, and we're going to see if Bishop Whitehead has Tasha K's live so we can watch it. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up, and then I'm going to get to some of your comments because Honey child, it's a hot ghetto mess. It's a hot ghetto mess. Oh child. Um, was he live today? Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Okay. He was. Okay, so let me get some of your comments. Larry's on Patreon now. Yes, yes, he is. I'm waiting on the cliff notes right now, okay? Because I can't air the Patreon because I don't have a Patreon account. Let me get to the top here. Somebody said on TikTok, they said, is this Real Housewives of pastors or first ladies or pastors? I think it's the pastors. It's the battle of the pastors. But what you guys have to understand, though, it's not really the battle of the pastors. It's really the battle for being the top blogger. Every demographic of blogger has a specific sect, right? There's news that they cover and they cover it well, right? So you have the Shade Room and Baller Alert, right? You got those two who go head to head. And then you kind of got the neighborhood talk underneath, right? And neighborhood talk would be right next to Hollywood Unlocked. So it's kind of like a little bridge effect. When it comes to celebrity gossip, then you have like your other hard hitters who I can't think of right now. But when it comes to church gossip, it's really just Larry Reid and Tasha K. And remember, there's only room at the top for one. And we know that because it's just simple capitalism, you guys. It's just simple capitalism. You both can't be covering the same story at the same time. At some point, one of you has to push the other one off of the cliff. That's just the simple dynamics. If you don't believe me, go and listen to the speech done by David Koch of the Koch brothers industry. Koch spelled Koch brothers industry. He said it numerous times on different industries that he had taken over, specifically the private wine sector industry. He was pushing people off the top left and right. He said, look, there's only room at the top for one. So what I got to do is I got to make sure I dig up your dirt and throw you off, because there's only room at the top for one. That is that simple. Okay. So what you're really watching for is a battle of the bloggers. That's what you're really witnessing. And it's a testament because it doesn't happen often. But when it does occur, you got to keep your eyes open, because this is like one of those pivotal moments in like internet history, because at some point, one of them is going to strike the other one, and one of them is going to be quite successful at it. Okay, let me get some of your comments. Biggie Smalls. He did. He called her Biggie Smalls. That's the thing I was not going to repeat. This from Jazzy Old Lady says, is she the one who Whitehead called Biggie? That's right. That's right. You said too many things. That's right. This from KP said they was wrong for that. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think Whitehead is a clown. Because then you also got to insert Jamal Bryant. He's also in this. He's just behind the scenes. He's not loud and messy, but honey, according to Larry Reid, he's backstage messy, because a bunch of bishops had came to him and said, no, Bishop Jamal Bryant shared this with us. This messy. Yeah. Yeah, he's a character. That's right. Why are you calling him Larry? Because his name is Larry. Larry Reid. This from Nikki said, did anyone watch Larry's Patreon? He's supposed to have some people on that states who is lying. Yes. So I got a quick update, and let me read it to you guys because it's actually in my DMs. Hold on 1 second. Let me get to my DMs. Okay, hold on. So let me get to my DMs. Okay, so somebody stated in the live stream, they said that, hold on, I'm in the wrong chat. Okay, they said, yes, we heard from the guy. Now, the guy that Larry Reid is interviewing, and said that everything he told to everyone. He said to Larry Reid that Tasha K said he talked to some lady, but he didn't know what her name was. But he was positive he had talked to Bishop Whitehead, because Bishop Whitehead flew him out to New York. This anonymous person also goes on to say, and they're reading this, they're quoting this from Larry Reid's Patreon, and said that Bishop Whitehead has posted this man's phone number. So that phone number that Bishop Whitehead had posted that I redacted was not Larry Reid's phone number. It was actually the other individual that Bishop Whitehead allegedly was commissioning to get dirt on Larry Reid. That was his phone number. So he says Bishop Whitehead had posted that young man's phone number, and he said he received so many calls, and he answered, and then he said normally he's not into that, like into the mess, into the gossip. He said, but I have been following Larry for some time now and faithfully since Whitehead's story broke, and also King Jives was there. I think something is really, really wrong about all of this. So that is the quickest update that I was able to get about what's going on Larry Reid's Patreon. I hope that explains that to you, because Lord, it's a mess. Jamal, a clown with paper. Y'all. Larry, damn, his fake title. Whose fake title? This is from KP says, no, Steph, I meant Larry Reid and other pastors laughing at Whitehead's robbery. I feel they were wrong to make fun of the situation. Correct. Now, remember, I didn't make fun of it because I don't think there was anything funny about it. Now, I might have giggled a little, but there's nothing really funny about somebody being robbed, specifically when there's no evidence of it. But Larry Reid stated he did apologize. It's not really up to Bishop Whitehead to accept the apology. He does not have to. Right? He doesn't have to accept the apology. But at the same time, though, Larry did state that he had given his apology to it. This is from Mia K says, dang, Whitehead, Doc has plugged. Yeah, he doxed him. Yeah, that's right. Dame Girl says, ties and lies, preacher's edition. This from Amber says, who knew the church was this messy? Honey? Messy. This from is it Tandra for real? What's up, Tandra? Says Tasha released the interview to the public right now. Ooh, child. Let's get to Bishop Whitehead's stream.
With that stops tonight. Why would a grown man who lives across state lines want to stalk him and he got 1, 2, 3, 4 boys who are alleging the most heinous crimes, and this man is out here preaching about every other church and their shortcomings, but forgot to put his own church on the screen. Don't play with me tonight. Don't play with me tonight. Because you're trying to justify your donations. And your...
Oh, the heck did I just do? Oh, man. Hold on, y'all. I messed up.
And he's using the very money that bully to harass,
It's getting rough.
to threaten these boys. Do not play with me tonight.
I'm just going to turn it around, y'all.
I'm a friend, remember? How can I be biased? I'm his friend. I ate in his house. I used his cake baker. I used his chef. And the chef told me in the kitchen, after this man looked me in my face and told me there was only a vlogger, Daryl Moore, that was stalking and harassing, but there were no victims. And then the chef said to me, I don't know why these boys would say that. I didn't notice nothing in the house. Well, since you didn't notice anything because you were cooking and eating cooch. How could you, when your face is buried between the legs of other women in the house? That's why your teeth are rotten and falling out. To Larry Chef. Do you really? We're not playing. We're not playing tonight. Okay? We have been working on this for 3 months. 3 months. And I would not touch it unless there was a receipt so heavy, it was undisputable that I could just sleep well at night. And I've been sleeping and watching how he's moving.
Oh, let me turn it up, y'all. Hold on a second.
I even called him. I even called Larry and gave him warning, like, hey, is there anything that exists between you and these victims of you apologizing? He said no. They probably took my words and chopped them on my platform. Absolutely not. Our viewers heard that call on TashaKLive.com. That's how heavy it is. That's how sticky it gets. Okay? That's how sticky it gets. I don't see enough likes for this. We are liberating children tonight. I don't see enough likes. Okay?
Oh, yeah, let me see if I can turn this up a
Okay?
little
I
bit.
don't see enough likes. We got children out here with low T cell counts, according to them. And the dignity and manhood has been stripped because they've been manipulated. Tests. Tests. Everything but an HIV test.
Yes, she did. If you go to Conscious TV here on YouTube, he actually plays the recording of their conversation. I guess Larry recorded his side of the conversation, and Conscious TV has the full call.
I want y'all to go to the
Listen,
YouTube
every
page.
member that don't listen. I ain't here to convince you. I'm just telling you, you ain't
Go
coming over here with that
to
mess. So you
this
can continue to
YouTube
support,
page.
donate, do whatever it is you want to do. Pay for the medical bills, whatever it is that he got going on. You pay for that. You use your money for that. I am not here to tell you what you use your God-earned hard-earned money to tithe.
Let me see if I can turn it up, y'all.
You on
Hold
the
on.
prayer calls in the morning, and he's asking for that 666. You donate $6.66 or $666. You just remember what that 666 really stands for when you on them prayer calls in the morning on Patreon. You do that. Come on now. Come on now. I'm not alleging anything. These are the victims' words. These ain't my words. These are the victims' words. And it's hard to believe that these men, why would they want to come out and just lie like this? You just gotta understand. And then he don't even want to tell what they're angry about. Why? And if they are angry, would they not be in their right mind? Let me keep you. Hold on for a second. Hold on. In 2007, Larry says, who was 17 at the time, him and his mother needed a place to live. This is the court document. This is what Larry said. And the family moved from their home in Rayford, North Carolina to Raleigh, North Carolina to live with Bryant. So he put this on his cousin. Said they didn't live with him, the cake baker. Larry Reid, they lived with the cake baker and his wife, whose teeth is rotten from probably eating his cakes and eating too much cooch. And she didn't see nothing because she big and was buried between legs of women, but was married to a man. The cake baker. This is everybody in Larry's circle.
Oh, sure.
Okay, and as part of the ministry, Bryant routinely allowed their families and their children to stay with him and his family until they got back on their feet. So he put it all on Shamako. The man's name is Shamako. The bald head guy that's always with Larry. He makes sure everybody keep the bald head now. Easy to wipe off when there's residue and stuff that's being spit out and stuff, or just. And continue, he said that Levontre Andrews was 17 at a time, and he displayed troublesome and unruly behavior.
Not you in my comment section being pressed. You said that's what I get. Here's the thing, Gerald, and don't get red for filth on YouTube, because we on YouTube. Don't forget. Don't get red for filth. And let me just say this quite. I'm just gonna be real nice about it, because our real money makers YouTube. I'll just be upfront with you. We make money over here. So let me just be real nice with you. Get out of my comments. Okay. Nobody cares that Facebook was deleted. And the sheer fact that you would hit our page with a copyright infringement and that page is not even monetized. We just do that for fun. But it's very abundantly clear who's pressed for content, because you're over here. Because why are you on our page? Fran? Why are you over here? You ain't got nothing to talk about? You got nothing to talk about? You on our page? There's only 50 people who follow this page. Less than that, maybe 45. There's only 45 people that follow this page. I love that you keep up with us. I love that you keep up with us. I love that you keep up with us. The fact that you have a million times more followers than we do on Facebook, but you over here looking for content. Child, let's get back into Bishop Whitehead's video. And Gerald, good luck finding that content, but you ain't gonna get it over here because we don't release all our receipts because we see the type of bloggers you are.
In 2008, the defendant, who was unable to maintain a steady residence, requested and was allowed to move into the home owned by Reid. So you acknowledge, after you said that there was no home in the police report that Levontre Andrews filed right after he confronted you about doing this to him. But you failed to mention that. You told your view.
Right. Just over here, like, oh, like our moneymaker is not Facebook. That page wasn't even monetized. I'm be honest with y'all, that page was not monetized. I just started the page because I'm like, you know what? Let's get on Facebook. That's where a lot of my stories were coming from. But the fact that he found his bald headed way over here, he's not bald headed, he actually has hair. But the fact that he found his way over here, what you searching for our page for? Gerald? I keep telling people they don't Facebook don't know us like TikTok know us. We eat over on TikTok. We eat over here on YouTube. We eat over on our own network, literally called Nosy Bystanders on Roku. We eating. Think about Gerald with his one little page. All he pressed, honey, to get over here on YouTube. He pressed. I've seen his videos. They look sad. So I'm not thinking about Gerald. If you don't know who Gerald Jackson is, he's the one who broke the Shanquilla Robinson story. Anybody pressed for him? He over here on a page with less than 40 followers on it. Because that's how much he think about me. Then let me tell y'all the real tea. Then he hit us with a copyright infringement because he thought that he was going to get some money off of a post that was made, even though I just deleted it because I was like, he's a weirdo. Like he's one of those weird kind of people who like hit you with copyright infringements, so they think that they can make the money. So they can take the money from that post you make because that's how he is. He clearly doesn't make any money on Facebook. Because why you over here? We over here minding our nosy bystander business. We up in Bishop Whitehead's business, okay? We over here in Bishop Whitehead's business, not Gerald Jackson being over here in our business. Ain't nobody even on Facebook. That page is new, so ain't no shame. You ain't gonna never shame me because pound for pound. I mean, if you really want to talk about follower count, you ain't got what I got. And I ain't even trying to flex on you. Okay. Just go check out our literal 3 burner accounts that we play around with on TikTok. That's almost at 340,000 followers. And we just play around with those accounts. I don't even take them seriously. I don't even comb my hair to make videos. So I'm not thinking about Gerald Jackson.
Viewers over and over, you told the internet that it was, how could I do something? And it was a dwelling there. It wasn't even a house. How could I do? It was a dwelling. Now you're alleging. See, this is how you don't remember your lies, sir. But when I do my breakdown of it, when it's all out, and I put the timeline together, I've already downloaded all the videos and the statements. So you can't go back and delete videos now because you talk too much. And I let you do that for 3 months while we were out in North Carolina interviewing and still interviewing to this day. Okay, so listen. You said he was unable to maintain a steady residence, requested and was allowed to move into a home owned by you. And he filed a police report about that home he was allegedly violated in. This is the lawsuit Larry Reid filed against Levontre Adams that he, in order to address pending jurisdictional issues, plaintiffs Larry D. Reid and Larry Reid Live LLC, acting through counsel and pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure, hereby dismiss this action without prejudice and leave the refile. When is the refile? When is the refile? Because this boy been out here on the streets since 2017, been trying to get justice, but you've been trying to abuse him using these 13 pages and lawyers that you got. Let me keep going on because the interview is going to come up here shortly, but I just want you to know what was said from him. So when you go and you listen, I want you to listen. Listen with your heart. Matter of fact, listen with your wallet. When you start listening with your wallet, let me tell you something. When you start listening with your wallet, which means, somebody trying to sell you something, and they want money, but you're real skeptical, and you use discernment. Tell me how many of y'all do that. I do that. Don't you do that, Chelsea? You listen more. So listen with your wallet the next time he tells you whatever he wants to tell you about these victims, him and his boyfriend that he tricks on and buys cars and computers for with your donations as a 501c3 compliant member. Do not play with me tonight, okay? Do not play with me tonight. Should have bought him more wigs. Should have bought the boyfriend more wigs. Instead, he got to wash out that same wig and clip it in and hold it to the side. and shake it out and dry it out for every episode that he gets on live to lie to y'all about on behalf of his financier and trick daddy, Larry Reid Live. I'm telling you, this was God's moment tonight. I don't even know how I'm doing this. I cannot do this on my own. This is not me. Hold on. Because Larry just got a whole lot of pretentiousness in this lawsuit, talking about how many viewers, how much money he makes, also advertisements and subscribers. The same thing he tells y'all about when he talking about his diamonds and millions of dollars and reality shows with BET and, Yolanda Adams. That's why we played Yolanda tonight, because, that's a language we all understand. The battle is not yours, it's the Lord's. Before we get to, so he said on his YouTube channel, Daryl Moore, the cigar vlogger that y'all claim was stalking Larry, revealed a 2018 police report cover from Raleigh, North Carolina. The police report does not bear Reid's name, but shows the Olesty Drive home street address and reflects an allegation of forcible fondling. You're going to hear about forcibly fondling tonight from Levontre Adams, telling a story about him at 15 years old. Okay? And more.
Because here's the thing, right? Because I don't have my hands on those documents, so I can't analyze them. And no, I'm not going to talk about Gerald Jackson anymore. I don't care about Gerald. Like, that's child's play. Okay, so I don't have my hands on those documents. So I do have my hands on the one document Larry filed against Daryl Moore. I do have that one because it's public record, so I got access to it. But I don't have these other ones that Tasha K possesses. And here's the thing about Tasha K: it's hard to. It's like watching her is very it's very peculiar, because it's like she switches quite often from reporter to um to like tea sipper to shade thrower. So you have to watch her in a specific manner so you can get an understanding of how she's disseminating her information. Do you understand what I mean? So the way that she's doing it is just I gotta pay attention. So I know you guys are like, "Ooh, Steph, you're so focused." I gotta be like, I I gotta be focused because I don't quite know what she's delivering. I don't know if she's delivering word play, like she's playing with a bunch of words, or if she's actually disseminating information. That's what I'm listening for. So I'm not. It's not to say that she's not. I just have to listen to. I got to listen to what she's saying, because she goes back and forth from shading sounds like she's shading Conscious TV to shading Larry Reid to then to telling information, then to like sipping tea, right? So you're just like, what part of that is fact, right? So I'm just scrambling right at this point. So I'm scrambling to figure out which portion of the story she's like, you understand what I mean? So like I don't know. It's just hard. It's hard to piece it all together. Does that make sense, you guys? It's kind of hard to piece it all together. I'm just like, what is she saying? Um, if anybody who was watching her earlier today, did she ever produce any document that was, did she ever produce any document that was finite? Or is she just, let's just continue watching. He only did a 30-minute live stream. He didn't do her full live. I think she's still live now, but I want to watch as far as this part, 'cause this is the part where I started watching her live.
Invited the defendant onto his YouTube channel, where the defendant claimed that he filed the police report. So, and alleged.
Yo, hold on. Let me try and get it louder.
Adams, okay? Because Daryl Moore was the first to give Levontre Andrews a voice. I'm the second. He's the first. Alleging that he reported that he was touched at the age of 14. Reid was never contacted, no charges were ever brought, and there's currently no active investigation into this claim by the Raleigh Police Department. How do you know that and there's a police report, sir? How do you say that there's a police report, but you say there's no active investigation? How do you know that? After an interview on Moore's platform on April 20th, 2021. So let me tell you, this is how far back these allegations go. Reid sent the cease and desist letter to the defendant through his counsel. As a result, he didn't send a cease and desist letter to Levontre Andrews. He sent the grown man who was telling a story about his 15-year-old experience with him. He sent a cease and desist letter to the vlogger. So if I could scare the vlogger, the victims will stand down. Never once. There's other ones that are claiming low T-cell counts and stuff, but this is the first lawsuit and the first to be filed and dismissed by Larry Reid himself. This is, and it happened as of December, November last year. So you mean to tell me they've been out here on your account since 2021, and this is the first lawsuit that you've ever filed about these allegations, and you dismissed it for the first time ever because it was the only one you filed, all within a month's period. Do not play with me. As a result of the cease and desist letter, it appeared that in refrain that reading false child touching rumors until his most recent alliance with Bishop Lamar Whitehead. What does Lamar Whitehead got to do with you and these boys? These boys telling about a story that happened to them when they were living in your house, that you said was your house. Okay?
Yeah, that seems like and I read you guys' comments. This seems like that's a campaign to get the story, at least get the story from how she's telling it out there. But again, I would have to have those documents to see anything. So y'all know me. I'm not going to lay my claims to nothing until I can see it with my own two eyeballs myself. And I would have to talk to those people too, because you can tell when someone's lying to you immediately. So I would want to talk to those people, and I would want to have those documents in hand. This is from Nene Goat, says at the age of 14, that house did not exist, right? Because that house existed in 2016. Is that correct? That's correct, right? He used to have a church there. He currently lives in Atlanta, if you ask me, I think, or at least that's where his studio is, but I don't know where he physically lives, but I think his studio is in Atlanta, but he used to have a church. Larry Reid used to be a pastor, a bishop, and he had a church in Raleigh, I believe. Just say North Carolina, y'all. I don't know all the details yet. I'm getting onto this story too. We just slide through it together. I feel like most of you in the comments know a lot more than I know. Does that make sense? Smash that like button. Don't be Gerald. Come and leave. I went back on Facebook. Sorry, I was on Facebook. Look, and he went ahead and blocked me again. What a weirdo. Like, what a weirdo. What a weirdo.
You done brought somebody else in here. In that case, you should have added Bishop Lamar Whitehead to the lawsuit, but you didn't. You didn't. Okay. Hold on for a second. All this is about Whitehead. What does this have to do with? And Whitehead is not on this lawsuit. What are we doing? Same thing you was lying about on your channel. Whitehead. Somebody trying to take me down. These boys was here before Whitehead even entered the picture. What does Whitehead have to do with this? And these boys were here before Whitehead, the bling bling pastor, showed up on the scene. And trust me, nobody will miss him. He's shining. He's blinging. He said his diamonds ain't cloudy, but yours are. Come on now. Nothing about, the only thing is only one page about Levontre Andrews that he filed this lawsuit about, but the other 12 pages are all about Whitehead, and nothing explaining angry with Reid for unrelated matters. Nothing.
I'm just not understanding the dragging part. So when I look at this, right, as just a standard, just analyzing it just from face value without looking at any of the documents, right, it's hard to tell if the information is coming out for spite. Do you track what I'm trying to say? It's hard to tell if this information was released out of spite, because she talks a great deal about Larry's money, and I just find that to be very odd. I find it odd when people pocket watch, I find it odd when anyone pocket watch. Don't pocket watch people. That's unusual. Okay. But I find it odd when she did too in her first sit-down interview with Levontre. She talked a great deal about Larry's money. The same thing she's doing now. She talks about his money and his deals and makes it seem like it's shameful, like he should be ashamed for what he has amassed. And that takes away from the story, right? Because what's the story, right? It's like the focus is on his wealth and his proximity to wealth. You understand what I mean? So I can't even get to the facts if there are any, because I've yet to hear anything new. So I can't get to the facts, and we're gonna use that term loosely, because there's so much, it seems like there's so much grievance about Larry's finances. And so I find that the hardest part of the story to get wrap my brain around. It's like, okay, so tell us the story. Why are we talking about Larry's finances? And even if he is gifting his friends cars, boats, shuttle rides on, Blue Origin with Elon Musk, who cares? You could do whatever you want to do with your money, right? You can order Uber Eats every day if Larry wanted to. But what does that have to do with the story at hand? So that's where my concern lies. Like, there's more discussion of Larry's finances than anything. So it's skewing the story in a way that I don't think that Tasha attempted it to be skewed. Does that make sense? Like, she's skewing the story in a way that I don't think she meant for it to be skewed. But as somebody who's analyzing it from the outside looking in, right, all I hear is money, 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 your money, 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 money. And it's just like, okay, so where's the story? Is this more about Larry's wealth? Or is it about discretionary things that occurred in the past? Which is it? Because I'm confused, because somehow she's trying to mirror the two together, and they don't go together. They don't go together. So let me get some of your comments. This is from Jazzy Old Lady says, Whitehead has old videos on YouTube about Larry and his mentee Jordan before the church robbery. How do you know that? How do you know that? I'm curious how you know that. This from YNV says, she's trying to lay several narratives to solidify he's an all-around villain. So what does his deal with BET have to do with that? That's a garnered deal with a multi-billion-dollar company, right? So what does that have to do? It's not like he stole the deal, right? It's not like he twisted someone's arm behind their back and said, "Give it to me." It was given to him based off of, well, I don't know. I'm not a TV producer in serious aspects, right? I don't work in a large studio, but I do produce a lot of shows on our network. But I don't see how that would seem to be like, how was that a villain? How was that? Help me understand your position on that. This from Kirsten says, Tasha is envious of Larry's wealth and success. You think so? I'm asking, do you think so? This is from MK Prince says, that's what she's really mad about. This is from Yinzi says, anyone can speak on someone's health status without reservation or batting an eye, and lie is problematic and cannot be trusted. I think you mean Lamar Whitehead. No humility whatsoever. This from Nikki says, Larry stated that he didn't have $1 million liquid. So what is this about? There's no easy way to analyze all of this, because it's happening in the now. I have to wait till some of the dust settles so I can go back in and rewatch her video, because I haven't watched Tasha K's full live stream today. So I have to go back in and rewatch it, because I don't know. That is a fantastic question. Like, what is this even about? This from PK said, Larry said that she's trying to push him out of his position because she's jealous of his platform and his money. And she basically proving him right by constantly talking about there's no reason for Tasha to talk about his money if his money had nothing to do with it, unless she's alleging that these instances occurred on a bed of money. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, he did these quote unquote acts on a bed of $1 million. There should be no reason why discussing Larry's wealth has anything to do with this. It's bizarre. I find it to be the most bizarre, and it sticks out kind of like a sore thumb to me, right? Just analyzing it for me, myself personally, it sticks out like a sore thumb. And when something sticks out like a sore thumb, I have to follow it, right? So when we talk about money and her overzealous analyzation of Larry's money, I have to focus on why does she keep bringing it up? So I have to go based off of philosophy and psychology, right? I feel like the money aspect of her whole story is an important and a key part of it, simply because as though she is trying to suppress how she feels. This is just a legend. This is just my hypothesis. Although she tries to suppress how she feels about Larry, the overarching statement just comes up through her ego is money. It's like she can't stop talking about it. You understand what I mean? And I'm not as rich. I'm not rich like Larry or Tasha at all. You know what I mean? And one day I hope to be, but like I don't find it interesting to talk about someone's proximity to money because it has nothing to do with it. But the fact that she keeps trying to not talk about his money, but somehow through her subconscious, she just it just comes out of her mouth, money. Oh, and his money and his fake diamonds and they're cloudy and his Bugatti. I don't know why I keep saying Bugatti. I don't know if Larry owns one. I don't even know if Tasha owns one. It just sounds nice across the tongue, but it's like the fact that she keeps discussing his money. To me, it's a telltale red flag to like follow the notion of money. Does that make sense? This is from BK says the fallout after Cardi B's case and the lawyer she got from Larry. Yeah. This from YNV says, I think Tasha's narrative about him being a villain because he's scamming the church folks and using religion to fatten his pockets. That's a hard claim to make. And let me tell you why. So to make a claim that says that someone's scamming church folks out of their pockets, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, if someone who is not an active pastor leading a church, right? Because I don't think Larry has a church. I think he just is religious or spiritual in that aspect. If he is giving people sound religious advice and they in turn, right? Because there's a trade-off, right? He gives advice, he gives sound religious statements or notions or affirmations, however he delivers them. And people in turn give him money for that, or $5, $10, $20 for it, subscribe to his network, send cash apps. I don't really know how Larry takes money in. If they in turn give him money for what he delivered, that is an equal transaction. That is an equal transaction. There is nothing nefarious about that. If you go to church, right, and your pastor gives you a really good sermon that you feel like it hits you in the Holy Spirit, and the collection plate comes around and you put money in it, that's not there's nothing deceptive about that. You got something, and in turn you paid for it. So I don't understand how can you scam the church if the church came for the word, if they came for affirmations, if they came for a spiritual like a spiritual booster, and they say, oh, Larry, it's so great, let me just send you a $20 super chat. How is that a scam? Explain the scam. I want to know the scam. Tell me the scam. Where's the scam? Because people do it all day every day. Some people don't even give you nothing, and people still in turn give them their money. So that part of her argument, that's the part I would have I would find a little bit tough to argue, because I'm like, if they feel like they're getting a living word from him, and they'd say, oh, out of the kindness of my heart, I'm going to super chat you $100. That's their business. You see what I mean? That is their business. See what I mean? Right? Yeah, exactly. Scamming is selling holy water packets. That's a scam, right? But if someone says, I'm going to give you a morning affirmation every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, however, right? And you're like, oh, I really like this. Here's $5, through PayPal. That's not a scam. I wouldn't see it as one. And then I'm going to go back to your other statements that Tasha K's narrative of him being a villain is because he scams church folks and uses religion to fatten his pockets. Again, that whole, and I know this is not your notion, YMV, so I appreciate you letting me know kind of her overall conclusion of this. Again, the pocket watching, right? The pocket watching. I got a tough time. I'm having a tough time with that. This from Blue says, in my opinion, money has a lot to do with it because of how church folks control individuals with their money. It could be. That's a good notion. That's a great notion to make, and it does occur. This from Nikki says, Larry stated that the person was paid by Whitehead to be in Larry's life to gather dirt on him. Has that person spoken? I don't know, because I didn't watch Larry's Patreon, but I was getting some updates from somebody who was watching it. They were texting me updates, like telling me, because I was producing another show and then I'm here. So I didn't get a chance to watch it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I get the cliff notes. So we'll all be in tandem waiting on it. This one, YV says, she can't stop talking about it because I'm not going to say that. That's alleged. I don't know if she's broke. I'm not alleging nobody's money, because we don't pocket watch over here. Okay. We don't. The last part, we don't do that. We do not do that. I'm not going to say it because I don't pocket watch her and I don't want nobody pocket watching me and I don't want nobody pocket watching nobody. Nobody should be pocket watching anything. If you're going to tell a story, tell the story. The fact that somebody has this money and her notions around it, I find to be the most alarming. I find that they're quite alarming. They're quite alarming. Okay. I just find them a little, they're just something about them, just like when she talks about his money, something about it just bing, it sticks out in my head. And I'm like, why does she keep mentioning his money? She did the same thing in her interview with Levantre. And I just found it to be odd because it had nothing to do with the story. I understand building up a crescendo into getting someone comfortable so they can share their story. That I get. But Larry's money is weird. And that's to me something worth investigating because there's too much of the story to investigate. The portion of the story that I think that I would take on, that I would like to dig into, to share with you guys, is the money aspect. The notion of money gets brought up a lot, an uncomfortable amount of times. You see what I mean? An uncomfortable amount of times for me. And the question is why? The question is why? What's up, Tauruses? How you doing today? Hello, is it Carcass live? Hello, Carcass. How are you? This is from Maria says, like, why is he living with the pastor? I don't think the pastor was living there. I believe that Larry Reid owned youth homes, like homes. The church, you know how a church owns like a bunch of homes, and people who are wayward or don't have a place to stay would live there. This is from Danny said Peter pop up with a miracle water. Y'all get out of here with the miracle water, okay? This is from Amber says pop. Y'all, I'm done with y'all. This is from Bon Linda says, I think she's trying to get it. Damn, that's a hell of a way to go get it. Allegedly. That's a hell of a way to go get it. Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy. If that's your hypothesis, Bon Linda, that's a hell of a hypothesis. Yeah. Oof. Oof. Like at what length? At what length would someone go to get access to someone else's opportunities, investments? This is from Nini Goat says Whitehead paid the guy to do it, but he gave the money back. He said that on Patreon. The guy, the mystery person who Bishop Whitehead revealed his phone number, that guy. What's up, Triple Leo? How you doing today? This is from Queen Daily says, y'all know that he used to scam rich white folks. Pop off. Then he reinvented himself and started scamming the poor. Sounds about right. This is from Mikia, I hope I'm saying that right, says, does she think Larry cut her off the BET deal? She heard about the money. I don't even know if because I know he has a show on BET. What's the name of his show, child? Kingdom Business. Oh, maybe. Oh, I didn't think about that. I didn't even think about that. That show aired in 2022, season 1. It's got really good ratings too. Yeah, it's got really good ratings. Y'all know we got a BET account here at the Nosy Bystanders. Maybe we should watch it. Remember that BET Plus account y'all made me pay for every month that I've been paying for about 6 months? Remember that? Remember that? Um, what is Yolanda? Are they also on that show? Ooh. Whoa. So you guys are stating that allegedly you think that they're waging this, allegedly Tasha K is waging this war on Larry Reid because of kingdom business. Kingdom business. Ooh, child, indeed. Child. Look, the first thing Larry should do is reach out to his producers. That's the first thing he should do, and see if they ever was in talks with Tasha K. Because if they were, and then she got cut out of the deal, well, you know, when there's smoke, there's fire. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but man, that'd be a crazy turn of events. Hmm. What an interesting day. What an interesting, what an interesting day, full of hypothesis and other things. Full of hypotheses and other things. Child, honey, child. Um, mm. I'm stumped. I'm stumped. What do you mean? Can you explain a little bit more, Shell? What do you mean? He used her husband as a producer. Does her husband produce the show? I'm stumped. I'm stumped. She said she said he was using her husband as a producer and asked him questions about producing the show, etc. Dang. Or what if he was consulted? Not quite fired, right? Allegedly, but what if he was a consultant but didn't get the position as like executive producer? Mm. We're gonna have to do, we'll be back tomorrow. I gotta, y'all gotta, I'm stumbling. Y'all got to give me a minute. I got to watch these live streams this evening, so I can come back because I'm a little, the information coming in is a little, so I need to go and watch these live streams because I need to go watch these live streams. Um, so I can kind of put it together that makes sense, at least for me. Okay, what happened to Jives? I don't know. I guess I can go to his page and check, but I don't know. This from Shell says, you got to watch the interview she did. She made a whole lot of key statements. The interview, I did watch it. I'm going to go back and watch it again. I watched it through, but I have to rewatch it. It's a lot of work. This from Velma says, as much as we pocket watch, you have to follow the money in production. You're right, Velma. You're right. We do. I don't have a Larry Reid. I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get one. I'll get one this week. I'll get one today. Apparently, I'm not allowed to sleep either, so I better go make some coffee. And I'll get one and I'll take notes. And I'll watch Tasha's. I'll replay Tasha's live stream here on YouTube, and I'll take notes. And then I'll watch if King Jive does live. I saw you. What's up? Where are you? Ray Bishop. There you go. Ray says Jive has a new video about to air. Something about being told to be quiet concerning Larry Reid. Okay, so we'll watch that and I'll take notes. Okay, there's a lot going on. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow though, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern here at the Nosy Bystanders Live, and we will watch. I'll come back and I'll let you know what we find. Okay, make sure you smash that like button on your way out. I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. Lord, no sleep for 2 years. Indeed, we'll be back tomorrow. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, here at the Nosy Bystanders Live, you guys. Whew, what a day. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.